Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel UPSC CSC Insights with Subhash.
Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to discuss about the fourth chapter Air from the Geography Textbook Class 7th. First of all, we are going to discuss about the atmosphere. At first, our Earth is surrounded by a huge blanket of air called atmosphere. All the living beings on this earth depend on the atmosphere for their survival. It provides us the air we breathe and protects us from the harmful effects of the sun rays. Without this blanket of protection, we would be baked alive by the heat of the sun during the day and get frozen during the night. So, it is this mass of air that has made the temperature on the earth livable. So, this paragraph is telling us about the atmosphere and the air we breathe and protects us from the harmful rays of the sun. Without this blanket of protection, we would be baked alive by the heat of the sun during the day and get frozen during the night. So, it is this mass of the earth that has made the temperature on the earth livable. Now, coming to the composition of the atmosphere, nitrogen and oxygen are the two gases which make up the bulk of the atmosphere. Carbon dioxide, helium, ozone, argon, hydrogen are found in lesser quantities. So, there are two major gases that bulk up the atmosphere. They are nitrogen and oxygen. And some of the gases like carbon dioxide, helium, ozone, argon, hydrogen are found in lesser quantities in our atmosphere. Apart from these gases, tiny dust particles are also present in the air. So, here is the pie chart given us to show the percentage of the different constituents of the air. Nitrogen contains 78%, oxygen contains 21%, carbon dioxide contains 0.03%, argon contains 0.93%, and all other gases such as hydrogen, argon, helium, etc. contains 0.04%. So, nitrogen is the most plentiful gas in the air. When we inhale, we took some amount of nitrogen into our lungs and we exhale it. But plants need nitrogen for their survival. They cannot take nitrogen directly from the air. But the bacteria that lives in the soil and the roots of some plants take nitrogen from the air and change its form of the gas so that plants can use it. So, here nitrogen is used by the plants for their survival, but they can't take the nitrogen directly from the air. But the bacteria that live in the soil and the roots of some of the plants take nitrogen from the air and change its form so that plants can use it. And the second most plentiful gas after nitrogen is oxygen. Humans and animals take oxygen from the air as they breathe. Green plants produce oxygen during photosynthesis. In this way, oxygen content in the air remains constant. If we cut trees, then this balance gets disturbed. So here, oxygen is the second most plentiful gas in the air. Humans and animals take oxygen from the air as they breathe. Here, green plants produce oxygen during photosynthesis. Oxygen content in the air remains constant. If we cut trees or get deforested, then this balance gets disturbed. Carbon dioxide is another important gas. Green plants use carbon dioxide to make their food and release oxygen. Humans and animals release carbon dioxide. The amount of carbon dioxide released by the humans and animals seems to be equal amount used by the plants, which make a perfect balance. Here, the carbon dioxide which is released from the humans and animals is comparatively equal to the amount of carbon dioxide used by the plants, which makes a perfect balance. The balance is upset by burning of fuels such as coal and oil. They add billions of tons of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere each year. As a result, the increased volume of carbon dioxide is affecting the Earth's weather and climate. Here are some articles on the global warming. While coming to the structure of the atmosphere, our atmosphere is divided into 5 layers starting from the Earth's surface, as we learned in the previous chapters in previous classes. They are troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere, and exosphere. While coming to the troposphere, it is the most important layer of the atmosphere, which its average height is 13 kilometers. The air we breathe exists here. Almost all weather phenomena like rainfall, fog, hailstorm occur in this layer. Stratosphere. Above the troposphere, stratosphere lies. It extends up to height of 50 kilometers. This layer is almost free from clouds and associated weather phenomena, and it makes conditions most ideal for flying aeroplanes. One more important feature of stratosphere is that contains a layer of ozone gas. It is a most important gas that protects us from the harmful effect of the sun rays. And mesosphere. This is the third layer of atmosphere. It lies above the stratosphere and it extends up to the height of 80 kilometers. Meteorites burn up in this layer on entering from the space. As here we can see the layers of the earth, and they have given the measurements to thermosphere. In thermosphere, temperature rises very rapidly with increasing height. Ionosphere is also a part of this layer and it extends up to 80 to 400 kilometers, including ionosphere. This layer helps in radio transmission. In fact, radio waves transmitted from the earth are reflected back to this earth by this layer. And exosphere. The uppermost layer of the atmosphere is known as exosphere, and this layer is very thin air. Light gases like helium, hydrogen float in the space from here. While coming to the weather and climate, weather is nothing but hour to hour, day to day condition of an atmosphere. A hot or weather may be make an one irritable. A pleasant breezy weather make one cheerful and even plan for an outing. Weather can change dramatically from day to day. The average weather condition of a place from a longer period of time represents the climate. That means climate is nothing but the average weather condition of a place for a longer period, not only day to day or night to night. While coming to the temperature you feel every day is the temperature of the atmosphere. The degrees of hotness and the degrees of coldness of the air is known as temperature. Temperature of the earth, the temperature of the atmosphere changes not only day and night but also season to season. For example, summers are hotter than winters. An important factor that influences the distribution of temperature is insolation. Insolation is nothing but it is the incoming solar energy intercepted by the earth. The amount of insolation decreases from the equator towards the poles, whereas the amount of insolation is more in the equator compared to the poles. It decreases from the equator moving towards the poles. Therefore, the temperature decreases in the same manner. And now, temperature in the cities is much higher than that of villages. The concrete and the metal in buildings and the asphalt of roads get heated up during the day, and this heat is released during the night. Also, the crowded high-rise buildings of the cities trap the warm air and thus raise the temperature of the cities. While coming to the air pressure is defined as the pressure exerted by the weight of the air on the earth's surface. Air pressure is nothing but the pressure which is exerted by the weight of air on the earth's surface. As we go up layers of the atmosphere, the pressure falls rapidly. The air pressure is highest at the sea level and decreases with the height. Horizontally, the distribution of air pressure is influenced by temperature of air at a given place. Low pressure is associated with cloudy skies and wet weather. The air always moves from high pressure areas to low pressure areas. While coming to the wind, the movement of air from the high pressure area to low pressure areas is called wind. You can see the wind at work as it blows dry leaves down the pavement of uproots during the storm. At times, wind can be so strong that it is difficult to walk against it. You must have experienced it is not easy to hold an umbrella on a windy day. Winds can be broadly divided into three types: permanent winds, seasonal winds, and local winds. The trade winds, westerlies and easterlies, are the permanent winds. These blow constantly throughout the year in a particular direction. So, what are permanent winds? They are either trade winds, westerlies, and easterlies. These are permanent winds. These winds blow constantly throughout the year in a particular direction. And seasonal winds. These winds change their direction in different seasons. For example, monsoons in India. And local winds. These blow only during a particular day, period of a day or an year in a small area. For example, land and sea breezes. We have to recall them: hot and dry local wind of northern plains of India, and they are also called as Lu. And we can see here we can see the case study of destruction caused by the cyclone. When water evaporates from the land in different water bodies, it becomes water vapor. Moisture in the air at any time is known as humidity. When the air is full of water vapor, and we call it a humidity day or humid day. As the air gets warmer, its capacity to hold the water vapor increases and it becomes more and more humid. We can see on a humid day, clothes take longer to dry and sweat from our body does not evaporate easily, which makes us feel very uncomfortable. When the water vapor rises, it starts cooling. The water vapor condenses, causing formation of droplets of water. Clouds are just masses of such water droplets. When these droplets of water become too heavy to float in air, then they come down as precipitation. Jet planes flying in the sky leave a white trail behind them. The moisture from their engines condenses. We see trails of this condensed moisture for some time when there is no air movement to disturb it. So, when the jet planes are flying in the sky, from the backside of the jet plane, it leaves a white trail behind them. That's the moisture from the engines of jet planes condenses. So, we can see them no movement because there is no air movement to disturb it. Precipitation that comes down to the earth in the form of liquid is called as rain. Most of the groundwater comes from rainwater. Plants help preserve water. When trees on hillsides are cut, rainwater flows down the bare mountains and cause flooding of low-lying areas. So, what happens is, when we cut the trees on the hillsides, then rainwater flows down from the bare mountains and cause flooding on low-lying areas. On the basis of mechanism, there are three types of rainfalls: conventional rainfall, or orographic rainfall, and cyclonic rainfall. Rainfall is very important for the survival of plants and animals. It brings fresh water to the earth's surface. If rainfall is less, water scarcity and drought occur. On the other hand, if it is more, floods take place. So, there are three types of rainfalls. They are convectional rainfall, orographic rainfall, and cyclonic rainfall. Rainfall is very important for the survival of plants and animals. If the rainfall is less, water scarcity and drought occurs. On the other hand, if it is more, floods take place. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you understand this chapter. So please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. This is K. Sai Subhash signing off.